live again officially. So we're in the studio right now. We were just shooting a podcast, and I thought that it's the perfect opportunity to go live with you guys. There's been a lot of changes to Canadian immigration, some of which we have spoken about on our channel, but we haven't really done a deep dive with you guys, where you get to ask questions to get our feedback or opinions and just to have a little bit of a chat, right? It's Friday night. Hopefully, you guys are having a great Friday night so far. Blessings to everyone who will be tuning into the live right now. And if you're seeing it after the fact, thank you guys so much for watching. If you guys haven't already subscribed to our channel, please take a second to hit that subscribe button. If you guys are new here, my name is Demar. I'm a Jamaican who moved to this beautiful city called Canada as an international student, and I'm now a permanent resident. On this channel, The Anderson's Family, we try to share our experiences so that for persons who want to migrate to Canada can have a real life perspective of what to expect. Not only that, but we share our journey in its entirety, life as how it was in the past and how it is right now. We try to be as direct, open, and clear as possible, and of course, we do vlogs as well. We do vlogs, invite you guys into our home, invite you guys into our house, into our family, which consists of myself, my wife Nats, and our beautiful girls, Malika Jade and Malia J. Malika is our oldest, or reason for our season, and Malia is our youngest, who is a handful, right? So that's us in a nutshell. But let's talk about the meat of the matter, Canadian immigration. So if you guys have been following Canada in general, if you're a new immigrant, old immigrant, or if you're a future immigrant, you guys would have known that there's a lot of changes that's going on in Canada immigration, right? More so because the government has all but admit that they have made some errors when it comes down to immigration. They have been very relaxed, and they have caused things to get to a point that they believe that it's kind of broken right now. I'm not sure if you guys have gotten a chance to watch one of my latest videos where I shared where Prime Minister Justin Trudeau was pretty much talking about the fact that immigrants were needed. It was very relaxed, but it kind of got out of control. And now they're putting measures in control to kind of curve everything that has gone wrong. Blessings to everybody in the chat, by the way. I'm not ignoring you. Just trying to keep my chain of thoughts, right? If you guys are here, thank you guys for being here. Hopefully you guys are having a fantastic Friday night. Smash a like on the live if you're watching it live. And if you are watching this after the fact, please take a second to hit a like on the video and subscribe to the Anderson's Family if you haven't subscribed already. Now, is immigration broken? That's a question many people are asking. Is immigration broken in Canada? And as an immigrant, I must say that there is definitely room for improvement. Room for improvement in the sense that immigration is not balanced. It's really not balanced at the moment. If you are really honest, we can actually say that there are a few countries that has pretty much taken over the immigration space, and because of those countries, it has made it very difficult for other countries to citizens to migrate to Canada because of the vast amount of immigrants that come from those specific countries, and that's really unfair. But because of those reasons, a lot of things has gone wrong. International students coming into Canada who is not actually studying. Colleges just opening doors exclusively for international students. International students coming into the country thinking that they're going to a school. When they get there, the school don't even exist, or the program that they thought that they were going to be doing is full, and then they have to differ or they have to change school, and a number of different factors. Let's talk about housing. Housing prices going up all over the place. Let's talk about lack of housing, not just the prices. You have cases where 5, 6, 7, 8 persons sharing a room at exuberant prices. I've heard cases where persons are sharing a bed, renting a bed. So, you know what? Let's be honest. Immigration needed to be fixed. A lot of persons, even our subscribers who move to Canada, message me on a daily basis, and sometimes they say, "What, Adams? You know what? I don't think Canada is what they say it is. I don't think it is what actually they say it is, because they're here and they can't find suitable housing and they're living in conditions that's a lot worse than what it was back in their home country. and they are going through things, and they don't believe that this was a Canadian dream that they were sold, and ultimately that ultimately caused them to have a bad reputation of Canada in their minds, right? So Canada is trying to fix all of those systems by trying to tighten up immigration, to make sure that proper housing can be there for immigrants, to make sure that immigrants are not exploited and taken advantage of, and a host of other reasons that I did say I agree with. But let's look on the flip side. Is it too extreme? Let me know in the chat right now, guys. What do you guys think? Is it too extreme? After mentioning all of these factors, after mentioning all of these reasons why I believe that immigration is changing and it's changing rapidly, do you believe it's too drastic, or do you believe that it is needed? Let me know what you think in the chat right now, in the comment section right now. Let me know. But from my own perspective, it's definitely needed, and it's hard for me to say that it's drastic. It's hard for me to say that it's drastic because ultimately it's short-term pain for long-term gain. It's short-term pain for long-term gain in the sense that you tighten the system right now to get a grip on everything that's going on, and then you slowly open it up back for the legitimate students can go to the legitimate schools, and then there's enough housing at affordable prices for immigrants, not just for international students, but for immigrants in general. Good evening. Bless up. Too drastic and too sudden. Denise Bennett, thank you for that. Well, definitely too sudden, because none of us saw it coming. Now, last year December, last year November, thereabout, we started hearing chattering about a number of things changing. The first thing that was changed was the international students' proof of funds definitely rising in racism and xenophobia, definitely. And I believe that if you look at it as well, if you look at it, Canadians are gonna feel threatened because, for example, say you are a Canadian and Canadian citizen, born and raised, and you have your teenagers, for example, you have your teenage kids who in the past would have been able to go to a fast food restaurant and get a job, get a starter kit job. This was very possible. That's how a lot of persons get their start in the working world, right? And then that's not possible anymore. Just an example. That's not possible anymore because the restaurants are dominated by immigrants. The restaurant spaces are dominated by immigrants. If you go to any Tim Hortons right now, it's on almost 100% immigrants. If you go to any McDonald's, A&W, fast food restaurant, it's almost predominantly run by immigrants. So it simply means that those teenagers can't get those jobs anymore. So that's just one example. Let's talk about seniors. There's a lot of senior citizens who are probably retired who would have usually been able to go and do like a Walmart door greeter job or a cashier job here, a slow paced job there. Those jobs are dominated by immigrant. Temporary foreign workers have taken over all of those spaces, and it's not even a case where it's spread across the board where you have multicultural foreign workers in these spaces. If you go in these spaces, they're really dominated by one or two countries straight across the board. So Canadians are gonna start speaking out, and it's might gonna seem a bit xenophobic, and it's gonna seem definitely like racism. However, they feel threatened, and I can see why they feel threatened because opportunities that were once there are no longer there, and that's just my own point of view, my own perspective. And whilst, let's be honest, some of them are at racist. We know that some of them are at racist, and some of them are just xenophobic, and there's nothing you can do to change their mind. But the pot was kind of stirred. The pot was kind of stirred, right? So the first thing that was changed was international students need to show 2 times the amount of money that was needed previously. The second thing that was changed is unless you're doing a specific program, you level of studies, you can't take your family members with you, which for me, I think that was a massive change, because it simply means that persons like me would not have been able to make it into Canada the way I did, coming as an international student, doing a diploma program, was able to take my wife and daughter with me. Wouldn't have been able to do that right now. Would definitely not be able to do that. It seems like every immigrant is being punished. Why not reduce allocation to that country? Those are fair points. And I think the fear is, and again, right, of course, if you guys don't know me, I'm not an immigration consultant, lawyer, affiliate. This is just street side reasoning. Um, I think the fear is diplomatic relationships. You don't want to seem like you're targeting a specific country or specific countries. So instead of doing that, you have to kind of like just broad brush everything. You have to kind of broad brush everything to a point. So I think it's just broad brushing things, right? Because if you focus on specific country or specific country or specific countries, it might seem like you're targeting that particular country, and then it might lead to diplomatic relationships being compromised. So in order to avoid that, they just broad brush everything. But I really don't think it's fair for the good to suffer for the bad, because you have a lot of legitimate immigrants, right? Immigrants who are following the rules, immigrants who are on the straight and narrow, who is trying to do things the right way, to migrate the right way. And it's unfair for those persons to feel the brute force of immigration because of unscrupulous persons who decide to break the rules, who decide to cheat, who decide to do all of these things. But it's just how it is, right? So PGWP was also changed as well. Now, what I'm not clear about, and if anybody's watching this right now can give me some clarity, is I know that at the beginning of November, unless you're doing a specific program or level of studies, then you're not eligible. Not everybody's eligible for PGWP anymore. But is that eligible? Is that also in regards to persons who were already in Canada? Like for example, you're coming up to the end of your studies, or you already studying and you're finished year one and in year two. Is that still relevant to those persons, or is it just for the new persons who will be applying for a study permit after November 1st? If you guys have an answer for that, let me know in the comment section or let me know in the chat, right? I don't know that part, but either way, I think it's gonna massively reduce the outcome of persons who want to study in Canada. But is it really just Canada only? Because I hear that UK is doing the same thing, and Australia, which has fast become a very desirable population for immigrants as well. I'm sorry, destination for immigrants as well. I've been doing the same thing. So it's almost like all of these countries are on an immigrant reduction drive, right? So it's really like nowhere to turn right now. Almost like there's nowhere to turn right now. But yeah, as I said before, it's kind of unfair for the persons who are on the straight and narrow to be punished, because that's what it is. It's real punishment for something that they have no control over, right? Temporary foreign workers is the next one, right? So there's limits to the amount of LMIA that can be approved, and all of these things. So much. Charlie, good to see you. I'm graduating next month and I am still eligible to apply for a PGWP. Hopefully that helps. That definitely helps, Charlie. Definitely helps, because persons have been reaching out to me as well and asking me that question, like, hey, does that impact me? I have already been in Canada studying, coming up to the end of my studies. Does it affect me? Does it impact me? But because I'm no longer an international student, haven't been an international student for years now, so I don't really understand that scope as much as I did back in the past. Because remember now, everything has changed from that time until now. So it's good that you can share that, Charlie, so that persons who might be a little bit nervous right now can have a little bit of peace of mind to know that, hey, you can still apply. So that's definitely good. So I was saying it affects not just international students, but temporary foreign workers as well. And most importantly, visitors, visa status persons. So previously, temporary public policy, if you're in Canada as a visitor, you were able to apply for a work permit if you're able to get an LMIA work permit, or if it is that you were able to get a provincial nomination either under the Rural Renewal Stream or Atlantic provinces of their own programs, whatever program, you would have been able to convert it to a work permit. But guys, that's not possible anymore. If you are in Canada as a visitor, you have to leave Canada, apply for the relevant permit, and then come back into the country. And that was a big change for a lot of persons, because a lot of persons even saw that as a route to migrate. And I keep saying to people that, listen, it's not a pathway to migration, but it's just an opportunity that existed at the time, where if it is that you were able to find a job, a LMIA job, or find an employer who would be able to give you that opportunity, then it was possible. And that was a COVID policy anyway. It was a COVID policy where persons were stuck in Canada and not able to travel because airports are closed and stuff like that. So the government said that, listen, if it is that you are in Canada and you are able to get an LMIA job offer, then we'll convert your visitor status, give you a work permit, which allows you to work while you're here. It's never meant to be an immigration pathway or a long-term thing. And I think as well, that was one of the things that was massively abused. It was necessary. This is Pastor Lil Adventures. Sorry, what am I seeing? Peyton. Well, where did I get Pastor? Peyton. Peyton says, it was necessary. It was necessary. All the international students who came, they filed as refugee, then straight onto social welfare, and that is a problem too. Pains my heart every day I go to work. Solid point. And those are the persons who make it bad for the legitimate persons as well. Once they get that refugee paper, then it's social welfare and the citizens are here struggling. That's what I'm talking about. And that's why xenophobia has increased, and ultimately low-key racism has increased, because it then becomes a case where Canadians versus immigrants, which it was never ever like that, because Canada has always been open to immigrants and always welcome immigrants, but then it became now like immigrants versus Canadians, which is not good, right? Has spousal open work permit policy changed? Yes. To my knowledge, the spousal open work permit policy has changed, where unless you're doing a master's or a PhD program or a bachelor's program, you are not able to take your family with you, right? Or if you're doing a professional program like law, medicine, stuff like that. If you're just doing a certificate or a diploma program, then you are not able to take your family with you again. Once in the past, once you have an international study permit, then you would have been able to take your family. But now, unless you're doing a specific level of study, or if it is that you are doing a professional studies, then that's what it is. What's happening with Rural Renewal Stream? Guys, that's a story by itself. So the Rural Renewal Stream, like many other programs, has been massively abused and a number of different things. So it's still on paper, up and running, still going on, everything is still good. However, I've not been hearing much about it recently, right? I think politicians have helped fan the flames of racism in Canada. Again, I think it's just a case where it became Canadians versus immigrants, because as Peyton just said, international students come in unscrupulously, file for refugee, go on welfare. Canadians are struggling, housing prices going up, can't pay rent, can't get a entry-level job because it's dominated by immigrants. So it becomes a case where it's immigrants versus Canadians. And once the country put itself in that position, you're gonna always be rising xenophobia. Oh, you're not a born Canadian. Oh, you're a Jamaican, or oh, you're Indian. So it's gonna lead to a rise in xenophobia and a rise in racism. So I don't necessarily think the government itself caused that, but I think the conditions that exist and vastly exist because, again, of unscrupulous immigrants who choose to break the rules and choose not to follow the rules cause all of these divisions. And again, the immigrants who get a supervisor position in whether a fast food restaurant or a grocery store or a chain restaurant like a Walmart, superstore, whatever, and then they don't hire anybody else apart from them nationalities. Those people are the problems. The other set of people them who are the problems are the ones who protest for everything. The ones who protest because because policy change, the ones who protest because they fail their studies, the ones who protest because they're told or reminded that you're a temporary resident. The level of entitlement is what has also contributed to all the changes. Let me know if you guys agree with me in the comment section, or them is just sitting here talking a bag of smoke. Let me know what you guys think, right? Chats are coming in, guys. I'm not able to keep up, but keep them coming. Keep them coming. But most importantly, if you're watching this live, smash a like on the live, share it so other persons can be a part of it. We're not going to be live for terribly long, probably another 10, 15 minutes. And if you're watching this after the fact, smash a like on this video and subscribe to the Anderson's family if you guys haven't done so already. Again, I feel like it's necessary for me to do another disclaimer. I'm not an immigration consultant, lawyer, affiliate, anything of the sort. Street side reasoning. Okay. Okay. So I think I'm at Dubai. I started to do the same thing for certain countries. Thank you, Catherine. Absolutely. It's not just Canada, it's like right around the world right now. When Canadian youth cannot work because the market is plugged with temporary foreign workers, it can cause a hiccup in the system, all right? Nothing to do with discrimination. Exactly my point. Exactly my point. Like teenagers can't get an entry-level job. Senior citizens can't get a job because temporary foreign workers has dominated those spaces and they're also gatekeeping those spaces. So it's not fair. It's not fair. I know one of the ways my spouse can come on a spouse work permit is after I finish my studies and working in tier 0 to 3 and get two pay stubs. Definitely once you are on a PGWP within that space, then you are no longer on a study permit, but you're now on a work permit, then definitely that has still been the same. Knock on wood, that doesn't change. King Samba says, Wagwan, blessings, blessings. Katrina says, I agree. Kimon says, I agree. Katrin says, the entitlement is astounding. The entitlement, that word entitlement, it drives me up the wall. And listen, if I was in the same space as those persons who are displaying those entitled behavior, listen, I would nice out upon them because those are the persons who are making it bad. They're making it bad. They're making it bad. They're making it bad. And they have no idea how bad they're making it. Funny thing is, it's the same group doing all you mentioned about. I recently did my IELTS and sent my qualifications to West. I have also got a job offer. My employer has been very patient with me getting these docs together. Would there be any complications for me? Can't say with rural renewal stream. As of right now, to my knowledge, nothing has changed with the rural renewal stream. So everything is still intact as long as your employer is on the designated list and is a part of a designated community. As long as you get all your ducks in a row, you are still able to get through, no problems. Knock on wood. Lord, Lord, Lord. In Alberta, Grand Prairie. Lol, Yardi, always New Brunswick. Oh, sorry. Lol, Yardi, here in New... Guys, come on, my glasses need to change. Here in New Brunswick. What's the weather, by the way, in New Brunswick? Because, all right, let me know in the chat right now, guys. What's the weather in your city right now? Because we are underneath snowfall. If you guys been following our channel, we have not been able to get a break in weeks. It's currently like negative 20 degrees outside, and we're getting like 20 centimeters of snow non-stop. So that's what the weather is like in Grand Prairie right now. But what the weather is like in your city, let me know in the chat right now. And there's 33 of you guys right now. So please, let me see at least 33 likes. Really appreciate it. 1 degree, negative 20 in Calgary. Big up Calgary every time. Was snowing heavily last night, but it's good now. 1 degrees, I'll take that for sure. I'll definitely take that 1 degrees right now. I'm in Moncton. Good city to be in. I know quite a few persons there. I know quite a few persons in Moncton. I haven't been there myself. I need to start travel more in Canada. Hello from Fort Saskatchewan. Big up, big up, big up. #1 province in Alberta. If you know, you know. Alberta, of course, right? Do you guys agree with me? Alberta is the #1 province in Canada? Or are you guys gonna tell me that Ontario or British Columbia or Nova Scotia? What do you guys think? What's the #1 province in Canada? And of course, I'm sure if you guys are in Canada, you're gonna say Alberta. Prove me right. 6 months out of country work experience. 6 months out of country work experience, is that good for a work permit? It depends. It depends. I'm not sure how to answer that one, to be honest. 1 degrees here in Ottawa. Nice and warm. I love it. It's at least the cheapest province to live in, Alberta. Oh, I don't think Alberta is the cheapest province, to be honest, but it's definitely not as expensive as other parts. BC 1%, not much snow yet. -3 degrees feel like -10 degrees in London, Ontario. Light floors, no heavy snow as yet. Alberta too snow. Malika, you wanna come and say hi? Yeah? Come and say hi. Alberta, no snow yet, so we have a full house in the studio today. Say hi. Say hello. Say hello. -23 degrees in Lloydminster. Alberta is very cold always. No, right, not always cold, but cold quite a lot. Congratulations on the new house. Thank you. It's been a year now, but we're definitely grateful still. So blessings on that. We take that. We take the congratulations still. Alberta is.
No.
I don't think Alberta is necessarily colder than many other parts of Canada, but it can get very cold. That's just the truth. Anxious for this permit to come through with all this is happening in Canada. Feels like doors are closing on me. No, I think you're going through a good pathway. The rural renewal stream is a good pathway. You found a good employer. I think that's good. I think that's a very good start. That's very good. And once you get that, once everything comes through, then actually you're applying for provincial nomination, which allows you to apply for PR immediately, right? While waiting on PR, you can apply for a work permit that allows you to work while a PR comes through. So I think you're in good hands. The best part of it is you have a understanding and patient employer who is willing to help you along the journey, which is not always the reality of many persons. So kudos to you, and I think that is actually something that you should actually know that, okay, then that's the hardest part of the process, and once that is done, everything else is just going through the motion, right? Yeah, so immigration changes. If all goes well, you will know, because the company is in Grand Prairie. Definitely, right? And of course, there's room for a lot more persons here in Grand Prairie, as long as you're able to deal with the weather. They closed Atlantic immigration program over here for now. Whew. I'm in Oshawa, Ontario. I'm thinking to relocate to another province. I'm between the ages of 30 and 40. I'm doing a 1-year program and complete next month. I'm thinking the best move for PR is New Brunswick. As somebody just said, the Atlantic province is closed, or Alberta. Just do your research, Tanisha. But let me ask you this though, as you're here, hopefully you're able to share. But why did you choose to go to Ontario in the first place? No offense to anybody in Ontario, but I just want to know like the thought process, because a lot of persons move to Ontario to do a 1-year program, 2-year program, and then end up moving to another province. But why did you decide to go to Ontario in the first place rather than just moving to another province off the bat? Just a thought. I just want to know. Again, I'm not saying Ontario is bad. None of that. I just want to know like what's the reason behind it. I'm waiting until the self-employed program reopens in 2027. and see what happens then. Things are too unstable right now. Unstable for sure. Ontario hot. Girls them hot. Yeah, it's closed. It may open back next year though. As a young person, I was there earlier this summer at Catherine. Okay. The nightlife is good. I wouldn't move to somewhere for nightlife. I wouldn't move to somewhere for nightlife. If like you move to a country for better opportunities, nightlife is the least of my concern moving to a new country. But everybody's different, right? But I guess you're just referring to the conversation you're having in the kitchen. Let's not even talk about the entitlement part. I'm moving to Ontario soon, closer to family. Okay. Guys, you guys know this, but I'm happy I didn't move to Ontario because so many persons are moving out of Ontario. So many persons are moving out of Ontario. Malay, do you want to come and say hi? Yeah. Come and say hi. Oshawa, 2 degrees. Enjoy that warm weather. Come say hi. We got a full house. Come say hi. Come on, look and say hi. You're too distracted. Most of my fam are in Ontario. I wanted 1 foot in actually, but I don't mind being in a small town. We got a full house, guys. We got a full house. You watching cartoon? Go watch cartoon. Daddy. Love that intimate family vibe. You guys know it is. It's snowing. We have to be intimate. We have to keep each other warm. We have to be close to each other. Come, Nas, come and say hi. Come and say hi. Everybody have to sit and up and say hi. Say hi. Say hi. Look at Malika running. Look at Malika running.
Yay.
Windsor is one of the best cities over there regarding affordability and being up to date. We have friends in Windsor, by the way. Big up Romeo and Charm. But I don't know. We have gotten so used to this small town that I don't see ourselves living in anything much bigger without feeling isolated. So we want
My family nice too. Like that. Oh.
From my research, Alberta is the best province. I was looking at BC because it doesn't snow as much, but I like Alberta. Ontario is too expensive in my opinion. Beautiful family. Thank you, Charlie.
Thank you.
Single man talking. Yeah, respect. Everybody just doing their own thing. Okay, my nigga. Okay, I see you. Yeah, but for us, as I said, we have never lived anywhere else outside of Alberta. And we're probably biased, but Alberta is the best province. Besides, you guys made Grand Prairie look so good and peaceful.
It is good. And it is peaceful. It's not just a look, it's just how it is.
You have to go hook me up them when we drop in. Definitely. I'm gonna visit Grand Prairie for sure, but definitely June, July, never winter.
No, don't come winter.
Honestly speaking though, winter is not always this bad. Like last winter was almost like a walk in the park. But now this winter was is very cold, very snowy. What time is it, babes? We're on a time crunch. 7:23. Let's go up to 7:30. How's the Jamaican Caribbean community you guys building? It's building. It's definitely building. I've been voted president of that group, by the way. It's now official not-for-profit organization. Caribbean Connections, it's what the name is. Our goal is really to spread Caribbean culture. Next year we have some Caribbean events, starting with Caribbean Festival where we share Caribbean food, culture, just a full day experience, right? So we're out here doing the thing. We're doing the thing, guys. We're doing the thing. So pretty soon, nightlife will be nice here too, and stuff. We just need a Jamaican restaurant.
Yes, we do.
Just need a Jamaican restaurant.
No.
And then we'll be all set. How many Trinities are in Grand Prairie? There's definitely some Trinities here, and they're or a few more moving here as well. Please explain spousal permit because I have someone trying to file for me. Come start. Come on, come start it, man. Come start it. Spousal permit is really broad. It's really a broad category. International. What's the person's status? International student, temporary foreign worker, permanent resident, citizen. Really depends. I have a couple cities stored as favorites in my weather, so I can constantly compare. It's rough in Alberta right now. You know what? We survive, and that's what I always look at. If persons from my country is there surviving, I can survive too. Cause we're like I'm a born Jamaican. I spent most of my life in Jamaica, and I am here, and I'm surviving. So you guys will survive too. What's up, baby? Are you okay? Yeah. Anyways, guys, thank you guys so much for watching. I'm gonna wrap it up right now. We have 36 of you guys. Thank you guys for spending a part of your Friday night with me. Really appreciate it. I'm gonna end the live right now. If you guys haven't already smashed a like on the live, please take a second to do that right now. But if you're watching it after the fact, smash a like on this video. Subscribe to our channel if you haven't subscribed already. Until next time, guys. See you guys in the next video. Peace.